Hey, Sunday. I almost said Monday. Great Sunday morning, everyone. My days are off completely. Hope you're doing well. It says something quarter here in with manufactured home sales mastery. In with our 15 minutes to mastery. Get your day started off on the right foot, as we do each and every day to get you some information, inspiration, and motivation. Once again, hope you're having a great weekend, doing well. Sunday in our Sunday recharge, where we come in and really just analyze the week that was, prepare ourselves for the week coming ahead, and what you can do to make it the best possible. And today, I want to talk about quarter 4 of 2024. We're only about a week away, half away from getting into the last quarter of 2024. And our quote for today says, "Opportunity does not waste time on those that are unprepared." Opportunity does not waste time on those that are unprepared. I believe it was Napoleon Hill who writes in his book Think and Grow Rich, and a lot of everything else that he wrote throughout the years in his lifetime, in which he spoke about how opportunity, how success finds those people that search for it, right? How success will come to those who are prepared and who go out in search, who put in the action, put in the work. And so when the quote for today says, "Opportunity does not waste its time on those that are unprepared," I fully believe it 100%. It will avoid you. Opportunities will run from you. It's kind of like when you stink, nobody wants to be around you. Man, maybe your loved ones. I know there's been sometimes, man, where I have gone to work out or I've been outside work or whatever the heck may be, and my family may put up with me, but they want me to shower and get cleaned up as quickly as possible. Nobody wants to be around somebody who stinks. And opportunity does not want to be around you either. And when you're unprepared, you stink. You are going to be just rejecting and deflecting all types of success and opportunities when you stink because you're unprepared. And so we want to get into that. We want to talk about how that happens, how that can affect you, and how to best avoid it so that you don't waste the opportunities that the end of 2024 can bring, right? We always want to finish on a high note. We want to finish strong. We want to make sure that we are going out and doing everything that we can to make sure that ending the year off strong. And that's a result of careful planning, having a strategy, and executing to the fullest of your potential. Preparation is what separates the top performers out there, the best housing consultants, the best community managers, the best general managers, the best locations, retail stores, or communities are separated because of the preparation and the actions that they take, right? And so those that take the time to get ready are the ones who get the most business. They're the ones who end up being on top, you know? So one of the greatest examples of preparation that leads to success is one of a housing consultant who is a top performer. We're going to call this person John, right? So John, he was always known for being prepared. He's the most diligent. He studied everything. He just was really focused at his company. Okay. And what made all the difference for John was this. He was intentional with every action that he took. And when I'm talking about this, I'm not just referring to when he was in front of people. I'm talking about before he even called on people, especially when he was calling on those people that, one, he either met already, or two, were leads that came into the location. He studied that information. He studied that sheet or whatever he had on these folks to prepare himself for the call, understanding who they were, if they had already been there, what the issues were that kept them from maybe buying, why they were out trying to buy a home, and then what homes they had looked at, what they liked, what they didn't like, just preparing himself completely for this one call that he was about to make, right? And because of that, when he called and spoke to these people, he was more influential. He was able to gain their attention again. We spoke a few weeks ago about building influence, right? And building influence within your clients. And the first step of that being focus, gaining their focus. And he was able to gain their focus because he was so well prepared, right? And because of that, one year the store was struggling, and because of John and his preparation, they were able to finish that year, which was a very challenging year, okay, up at the top of the company. Now, when you prepare that way, you're able to anticipate the objections, you're able to address concerns confidently, you're able to win over the confidence of your clients that are hesitating in making the decisions that they already want to make, right? So you that's where you get to separate yourself from anyone else. So how can you watching this right now be like John, right? We want to be like John. All of us want to be like John. Everybody's heard about being like Mike. Well, in the sales world, we want to be like John. How can we be like John? Well, it starts with the preparation. It starts with what we're doing. And why should you, as a community manager or a sales consultant or professional housing consultant, whatever your role may be, sales manager, general manager, operations manager, why should any of you be prepared? Well, first and foremost, that preparation leads to the confidence in your execution of what needs to be done. Preparing builds that confidence. And when you've done the work in advance and you know exactly what you're going to say, how you're going to say it, how you're going to handle these situations, that confidence is infectious. Those your clients will feel that from you, and it makes it more likely that they're going to trust you. And where is it that you get that information? If it's somebody that you're meeting for the first time, well, you're going to get that information when they walk in the door and you take them back to your office and you spend that time with them before going out and looking at homes. It's in that interview process, it's in the warm up when you're getting to know them, it's in asking the right questions and not settling for the surface level answer, in not just taking the one thing they tell you and then moving on to the next. You've got to be able to dig deep. You've got to be able to really peel back the layers and get the information that you need. And you're only going to be able to do that by preparing yourself to do those things, by practicing to carry out your interview in that manner. But again, that preparation leads to confidence. And while you're in that zone, because you're prepared, you're able to anticipate the challenges. You know, we all know that in manufactured home sales, there's challenges left and right all the time. You're always going to your objections, people that are trying to back out on getting deals done, family members trying to convince your clients not to buy homes. You yourself sometimes get in your own way. But if you're prepared for those potential roadblocks, if you prepare yourself for those setbacks, you can address those head on. You're able to anticipate those situations. When you're in the interview and they're answering questions, in their answers, you'll hear what could potentially become an objection as you move along in the process. Only if you're paying attention, though, are you going to be able to truly pick up on that so that you can be prepared to handle that. Sometimes it's even best that you address those things right then and there during that interview. This is going to save you time. It's going to build trust with your client, and you're going to seem like that professional and knowledgeable consultant, not a salesperson, right? And of course, when you're prepared, that also leads to consistency in your results, consistent growth, consistent sales, consistent deliveries, consistent fundings, which means consistent money in your bank account. When you're prepared, you're consistent. So don't leave things to chance. Don't be flying by the seat of your pants. Don't think that because you've been doing this 10, 15 years, or maybe you've been doing this 10 or 15 months and you think you've already got it down. Don't think that that is what makes for a great professional housing consultant or community manager or general manager. What makes for great people within this industry are those people who are continuously and consistently preparing themselves, getting better, growing, learning, and not letting themselves think that they've got it down and to just go about business from here on out, right? So, how is it that you can prepare? How is it that you can prepare? Well, first and foremost, obviously, you've got to know your product. You've got to know the market. You got to know what's going on there. Hey, there was a 0.5% interest rate drop this past week. Fantastic. What have you done since then? Did you prepare for that? You've known that was coming for a few weeks. I'm sure. That was been the talk of your location. Hopefully your managers have been telling you, hey, get ready. There's going to be an interest rate drop here pretty soon. I know that some of the banks had already dropped their rates ahead of time. You got those sheets that came in, whether it was from 21st or Triad or whatever lender you're using. Some of them already adjusted the rates. How did you prepare to get that information and relay it to your potential buyers? Relay it to those people who had not bought from you. Relay it to those people that have been out in the market over the last 2 or 3 years, 4 years since COVID hit that did not buy because prices skyrocketed. Interest rates went up 11 times since March of 2022. Did you prepare for that? Have you been attacking that? Or have you been going about business the same way you always have, because that's just who you are? You're just that type of person who does not continue to improve, does not continue to grow. So knowing your product, knowing your market, that's where you first need to start preparing. Second, understanding your client needs, understanding why are people buying right now? Well, obviously, many people are buying manufactured homes because of the interest rates and because they can't even afford a site-built home at the rates that they are now, even with the 0.5% drop. Don't think that that's going to make a $600,000 home more affordable to the majority of people. It's not going to. Your product, your offering is still what they need. So you need to understand that your clients' needs are affordability, space and affordability, and you can offer that. But also, if you've already met with certain people, now understand what happened when they came in. Why did they not buy? Where did we drop the ball? And then address that. And lastly, one of the things that you definitely want to prepare on is mastering your sales process. Having a structured sales process in place and practicing it until it becomes second nature. Nick Saban was quoted as saying, we don't practice until we get it right. We practice until we can't get it wrong. In other words, it is just part of what your subconscious does. It just flows. It just comes out. It doesn't matter who is screaming and yelling and whatnot, what's going on around you. You've got that sales process down pat because you know it in a manner that you can't get it wrong. Not that you learned the verbiage one time and you spat it out in perfect unison with somebody else, or you followed it to a T. That doesn't mean that you've learned it. You've got to keep practicing until you can't get it wrong. And the more familiar that you are with your own process, the easier it is to guide your clients and have influence, because it is a more smooth process. So why should we prepare? Why? I'm going to give you an example of 2 companies that failed to prepare and that it cost them their business. And I'm not going to give you 2 little small companies. I'm going to start first and foremost for those of you that are familiar, that are fans of Netflix, right? Netflix was the nail in the coffin to a different company, which was Blockbuster Video. Blockbuster Video was huge. I remember as a kid always wanting to go Blockbuster. I grew up very poor, and for us to go and rent a VHS tape for a movie was a treat, right? So I remember Blockbuster very, very well. And they were it. They were it when it came to that kind of thing. And as Netflix came in, these guys had the ability, they had the money where they could have gotten into the streaming side of the business as well. But they failed to prepare, and that was their downfall. No more Blockbuster Video. We in our family have a videographer, an aspiring film director and a photographer, right? So this next one is one that's something that we can relate to. So Kodak was, man, you used to see these kiosks everywhere, right? Fox Photo and Kodak, and you take your film and they get it developed and get your pictures, all that good stuff. So Kodak was the name brand in photography. They were late to the game with digital photography. They were stuck in their ways. This is how we've always done it. Sound familiar? This is how we've always done it. This is how we've sold our homes. I'm sorry, we're talking about Kodak, right? This is how we've done the photography. We don't need to do that digital. Why are we going to learn something new? Why are we going to get better? Why are we going to continue to improve? Sound familiar? Well, because of that, and they stuck to their business model too long. They stuck to their ways far too long. They lost that market dominance, and just they're not even relevant anymore. So do you want to be relevant, or do you want to be stuck in your ways because that's how you've always done it? That's how your store has always done it. That's how things have always been done. Or are you going to be that company that comes in and realizes that, hey, we can improve? Even if we do have our sales process 100% down, we can always use some a little bit more learning, a little bit more growth, and just an infusion of something new. So make sure that you are not getting stuck in your ways and not staying in your ways. So what are the best ways to prepare yourself for the last quarter of 2024? Well, we're going to run down this list for you real quick. First and foremost, you want to set clear and measurable goals. You want to set clear and measurable goals. Take a look at what your goals were. Today is Sunday, right? Today you want to take a look at what your goals were for 2024. How on point are you, or how far behind are you? Are you on track, or did you give up on them in January? And set clear and measurable goals for this last quarter of 2024. What is that going to look like? What is it going to take? And then make sure that it's something that's measurable. So it comes down to how many homes would you deliver and fund? How many new homes are you going to sell over this next quarter? How many appointments will you have during this next quarter? How many calls will it take in order to set those appointments? And obviously, what does your marketing plan look like each and every day in order to get those leads, to make the calls, to set the appointments, to get the people in, to sell the number of houses, to be able to deliver X amount of homes over the next quarter? That's how you make it happen. And then keep track of that, right? Review your sales pipeline. Where are you at right now? What is your pipeline like at this moment? Do you have 20 deals, or do you have 2 deals? Are those 20 deals solid, or are they mind deals? Are your 2 deals moving forward, or are they just stagnant? Take a look at your sales pipeline and give yourself a true audit of that, and see where you're at, and make the adjustments based on that. Get that cleaned out, get it cleaned up, and get it moving forward. That's the second thing you want to do in order to be able to take advantage and make the most out of this last quarter in 2024. The next thing you want to do is sharpen your skills. Obviously, continue to grow, continue to improve, continue to just get better at everything from product to market to marketing to phone calls to interviews to feature benefit to asking for business to overcoming objections. Everything that we do in manufactured home sales. Continue to sharpen your skills. Become a continuous learner. That's the only way you're going to be able to dominate and get things in line and stay on task. If you just go about your day thinking that I'm an adult and I'm just going to do the things that need to get done, but I don't really have to grow, I don't have to learn, I'll figure it out, and it's just going to happen. Well, what's going to happen is you're going to get frustrated, and you're not going to make the progress that you could be making if you were improving. So continue to grow, continue to sharpen your skills, and continue to improve your time management. I'm going to have an article coming out tomorrow for Mindset Monday. I highly encourage each and every one of you to read this article tomorrow. It's going to be a quick 4 or 5 minute read, but it will be a game changer for you as far as time management is concerned and being ruthless with your time. If you're the type of person who just takes on everything that gets asked of you, Man, it's going to lead for a frustrating career, frustrating life. Being in control of your time and ruthless with your time is so important. Improving your time management is huge. It's key for anyone. You don't have to be a manufacturer home sales. This is for anybody and everybody in whatever type of business you may be in, whatever role of life you're in. Time management and being ruthless with your time is so important. And lastly, you've got to stay positive and persistent. Positive and persistent. You know that 80% of the business, 80% of the people that you talk to are not going to buy. You know that already. So because of that, you're dealing with 80, sometimes 90% rejection. So yeah, you have to stay positive. Yes, you have to be able to keep pulling forward. Yes, you have to be able to keep moving forward and not be thinking, man, people suck. None of them buy, none of this and that, and getting that attitude about it. Because if you do, at the moment you have that about you, you're going nowhere, and you're going nowhere fast, because you're not even going to try, because inside of your mind and your subconscious, you already think nobody's going to do anything. I'll give you a prime example. Yesterday, we're driving home from having had lunch, and this young lady had a really bad car accident. All right, had a really bad car accident, and she's stuck on the highway there at the exit, and just you can tell she's distraught. We pulled over where most people won't, because most people suck, right? And they're just driving by and they're honking. We're there trying to help her out. People cussing us out, move out of the way, and this and that. We're on a highway, and people, because we're there helping a young lady who had an accident, people are yelling, rolling down their windows, screaming, cussing at us, all of these things. Does that lessen my appreciation of humanity? No. Just unfortunate that people suck, but I'm still positive, man. I keep moving forward. I'm going to keep helping everybody that I can. If I let those things happen, imagine I would be just another person, just like them, not helping, not doing anything better, not doing things to make this world a better place. Am I going to change the world? No, but you know what? Just like John F. Kennedy says, everyone should try. It just takes that one person, but everyone should try. I'm not going to stop my way of being just because the majority of human race are a-holes. Just putting it out there, right? Love you guys to death. But anyways, stay positive, be persistent, keep moving forward, because you, my friends, are needed. You are needed across the board, because people need people that are truly out to help. Don't fall for all the words. Don't fall for all the emotions. Take emotion out of the equation. You go out and do great things and make the right decisions based on what you know. Get yourself ready. Prepare for a great into 2024. And just a little bit of a pre-announcement in November, on a Monday and Tuesday in November, we're going to have an event, an online event, to help you prepare for 2025. We're going to get information out on that over the next week or two, and we would love to have each and every one of you be a part of it. You don't have to be a manufacturer of home sales to be in it, but it's going to be a lot more relatable to those that are. You guys have a great Sunday. I hope that you and your family are doing well, and that you take advantage of today and get yourself ready to make this week the best week yet for yourself. Get ready for a strong into 2024. We'll be back in here tomorrow with another episode of 15 Minutes to Mastery. But up until then, my friends, as always, I can't wait to meet you.